All right. Well, welcome everybody to our 7th edition of the Xofu webinar series. Yeah, we've got some exciting things to talk about, and just wanted to, yeah, we've got some cool updates regarding project creation, citation data, and also some general UI improvements as well. And I also did want to mention that, as always, we'd love any feedback that you guys have about these updates or anything else regarding Xofu and LLM visibility. Please hit us up at info@xofu.com with any of that feedback or just general inquiries. We'd love to chat. Yeah, and without further ado, Luke, take it away, sir.
All right, so starting off in project creation. When you're setting up a project in Xofu, you start off with the prompts, and eventually you get down to this piece where you are confirming all of your brand's info, and one of those things is your brand's competitors. So if you've started up a project in your account before for the same brand, you can now browse competitors from your other projects and select a project that you already have. And this allows you to easily transfer the competitors that you set up for that project over to this one. So they all add in a single go, and you can quickly sync up the competitor sets that you're tracking between different projects in your account. Going over to project settings, we've redone the brand aliasing UI here to make it a little more straightforward. So you can select any of the brands from the project here and then enter the alias for it. And it's as simple as that. So brand aliasing UI has been made a little easier to use here. And you can use that to track different aliases in the response text for each of the prompts that you're running. So if a brand has multiple names that they go by, you can enter all of these here, and then all of those names will be used when we score the response text from the prompt set that you're tracking in Xofu. Going over to the citations views in Xofu, we have a bunch of new features here. So first of all, on this citation share page, you can swap this chart between citation share and citation count. So if you'd rather view just the raw count of citations for each of the competing top domains in the project, we can look at that with this chart. Below that, the citation types bar has been overhauled. So these are the domain labels that you can apply to each of the domains in the project. And this bar shows the split of those domains. You can now hover over each of these to see the percent and citation count, which is just a light readability improvement. But you can also click on any of these bars and it will take you over to the domains tab with the filter for that label auto applied. So if you were to click on the social segment of the percentage bar, you'd be taken to this view where you can look at the social domains that appeared in the project and all of their citation data too. Next, we have a completely new tab that we've added to the citation views. This is the prompts tab. And this allows you to drill into each of the prompts that you've added to your project and look at citation data exclusively for each of those prompts. And this allows you to do prompt diagnostic, figure out which URLs are showing up for each individual prompt. So if you want to see what are the prompts that my brand is not being cited for example, you can filter on this column, and here are all the prompts where your home domain is not showing up in the citation pool for those prompts. Each of these prompts, we can drill into them to see what the citation list actually was. So these are all the domains that are being cited for just this prompt. We can also search on all of these and export them to pull this list out into a spreadsheet to see what the content that's being used to answer this prompt is like. And all of the filters on this tab will also apply to this table as well, just like all the others. So if you wanted to look at prompt data for just Google AI mode, for instance, we can look at that here as well and see the performance prompt by prompt. Lastly, just some small UI updates and readability changes. Over here on the brand tab, we have this score all responses filter, and I've added a tooltip here that kind of goes into the explanation of it because this has been one of our more confusing features. But essentially, by default, we are excluding responses that do not mention any of the brands in the competing set from the score data. This gives us a wider range of scores to look at. So this toggle will include those responses back in the scored data set, and you'll see the data gets crunched down a little bit. But this still can be useful for analyzing like what percent of the prompt set that you're tracking is actually mentioning any brands at all. So it can be useful for identifying prompts that maybe aren't tracking worthy. But we usually leave it off by default, but this tooltip now explains a little bit better what this will do if you decide to use it. We've changed the colors of all of the lines in the time series. There were some issues in the past where some of the lines would have colors that were too similar, and it impacted the readability of some of these charts. But now all of the lines that appear in the various time series should be easy to distinguish from each other. And lastly, we've gone through all of the table data that you can view in the Xofu dashboard and standardized column sorting. So everywhere that you see a column header can now be clicked and sorted on across all of the tables in Xofu. So if I go over to like tags, for instance, each of these columns can be sorted. And this is true for all table data across the whole app. And we standardized the icon too to hopefully make that a little bit more intuitive. But yeah, that wraps up the changes that we have for this webinar.
That's awesome. Yeah, and just wanted to say that, bravo to Luke for all the work he did. One of the things that we are starting to do is standardizing a sprint for at least one per month for big Xofu front-end changes. And so we're going to try to continue to do that over the next few months, just to continue to push the app and kind of what it's capable of doing. And so, yeah, again, if you guys have any feedback or suggestions for improvements here, we'd love to hear them. We want to make sure that this is a tool that all users can use effectively. So, yeah, bravo, Luke. Especially that the header sorting is definitely a huge improvement. So, thank you. I also did want to make sure that everybody knows. Again, we'd love to chat about AI visibility and citations if that's on your mind. So please hit us up at info@xofu.com. Also wanted to remind everybody that the next webinar will be Tuesday, June 23rd, and we hope you can make it. If you can't make it, as always, these are always recorded, and we publish these on YouTube and our Xofu.com blog as well. So thank you to those who did attend, and yeah, we'll see you guys next month. See ya.
Thanks, everyone.